Hello, first grade, and welcome. Like Mr. Ridges said earlier, today is May 11th, 2020. It's Monday, and we will be doing day 26 today. We're going to be focusing in on reading. So let's get started, and let's see what our learning target is today. This is our learning target. I can take notes about the opinion of the people living in the apartment building. This time you guys repeat after me, okay? I can take notes about the opinion of the people living in the apartment building. Excellent job, first grade. Okay, let's look at what we're going to need to succeed today. We're gonna need the What's Best debate about Pale Mail's Nest article, a pencil, your day 26 activity sheet, and a blank sheet of paper. We're gonna do something a little different. Before we read the article, we're gonna look at what we're gonna be filling out today, all right? So this is what we're gonna be filling out. It's a note catcher, and we're gonna be talking about the opinion of the people living in the apartment building. So, really quick, what was the opinion of the people living in the apartment building? Excellent job. The people in the apartment building, they wanted the nest taken down. So we're going to go through, just like we did on Thursday with the bird watchers, we're going to go through and we're going to do the introduction. But this time, we're going to do the whole thing together, okay? So if you feel maybe like you could pump up your one from Thursday, your day 25 one, after you see that, go ahead and do it and send it to your teacher, all right? Let's get started reading. We're only going to read the first section and the last section that focuses in on the people who live in the apartment building, all right? Okay, let's get started. What's best? The debate about Pale Mail's nest. Hawks in the big city. A special red-tailed hawk named Pale Mail and his mate Lola are quickly becoming famous birds. Unlike most hawks who like to build nests in trees, these birds built their nest on a tall building. And it isn't just any tall building. Pale Mail and Lola found a fancy apartment building in New York City to use as their nesting place. Bird watchers are watching in amazement as these wild birds make a home for themselves, right in the middle of one of the busiest cities in the world. Some neighbors who live in the apartment building are not quite as happy. They think these birds are a nuisance and something has to be done. In the end, the nest may need to be removed. All the bird watchers are angry and upset, but others think it is the right thing to do. There are usually two sides to every story. That nest is a mess. Many of those who live in the apartment building want the nest to be taken down. Take that nest down, they are saying. Bones, feathers, and bird poop fall onto their balconies and the sidewalk below the nest. What a mess, they complain. There are other reasons why some people want the nest to be taken down too. The bird watchers who gathered to watch the hawks are making the area too crowded. Also, parts of the nest fall onto the sidewalks below, which is dangerous for the pedestrians who walk there. In New York City, it is legal to remove a bird nest as long as there are no babies or eggs in it. There are no eggs or baby birds yet, and they think Pale Mail and Lola can find a better place to live. For all these reasons, many people think the city should take the nest down. What do you think should happen to the nest? All right, so this is what we're going to do. Get out your page 15 day 26 activity sheet, and we're going to start on the first section, all right? So we're going to look at the introduction. So right here, this is the top part of my activity sheet, and you can't see it. So let me move that down a little bit so you can see it. But before I move it down, I want to remind you of the one that we did last Thursday, all right? So let me read the part that we put for the introduction. Pale Male and Lola found a fancy apartment building in New York City to nest. Pale Male and Lola found a fancy apartment building in New York City to nest. Let me move our new one down, but think about what we wrote on Thursday, all right, first grade? Okay, first grade, let's look at the introduction. The introduction introduces the topic or what you will be writing about. So, it introduces the topic or what you'll be writing about. Are we still going to be writing about Pale Male and Lola? Yes. Are we still going to be writing about them living in a fancy apartment building? Yes. So I'm going to write what we wrote Thursday, but I want to add a little bit more to it. So let's go back to our article. All right, so I'm back on the first section of the article. So this is what we had in the beginning for our introduction, and this is what we're going to put this time as well. Pale Male and his mate Lola are quickly becoming famous birds. Okay, so unlike most hawks who live Unlike most hawks who like to build nests in trees, these birds built their nest on a tall building, and it isn't just any tall building. Right here, this is the exact part that I put. Sorry for the part before if I was confusing you. Pale Male and Lola found a fancy apartment building in New York City to use as their nesting place. So that right there is what I put. That with the red underline is what I'm going to write. But I also want to add the two different opinions. So let's read right here. Bird watchers are watching in amazement as these wild birds make a home for themselves. So our first opinion is the bird watchers. So under where I put Pale Male and Lola found a fancy apartment building in New York City to use as their nesting place. I'm going to write that, and then under it, I want to draw my goggles with a yes. They want to keep it up, okay? Just so I know my opinion. My first opinion. Let's try to find the next opinion. So bird watchers are watching in amazement as these wild birds make a home for themselves, right in the middle of one of the busiest cities in the world. So we have bird watchers. Let's keep reading. Some neighbors who live in the apartment building are not quite as happy. They think these birds are a nuisance. That means that they're kind of annoying, okay? And something has to be done. So what's the next opinion, y'all? The people in the apartment building. So the bird watchers who want to keep the nest up, and then the people who live around the area in the apartment building, what do they want to do? They want the nest taken down. So I'm going to draw an apartment building and an X. Follow me. At the very end of this video, there will be a picture of the whole assignment, okay? So if you want to just follow along now and listen, that's totally okay. But you can also try to write it. So pause it if you do want to try and write the sections, all right? So let's get started writing our introduction now. All right, first grade, I'm back. So for my introduction, I wrote Pale Male and Lola found a fancy apartment building in New York City to nest. Then I drew my glasses with a check mark and my apartment building with an X. They want to take it down. Now we're going to go into the opinion statement. And the opinion statement tells the reader your opinion about a topic or what you will think of it. So what is our opinion for our notes today? Our opinion is the opinion of the people who live in the apartment. So let's go back to our article, but this time I actually want to focus in on just the section about the apartment building people, okay? So let's start reading this part right now, and we're going to look for the opinion statement. while I read, okay? And if you hear me say an opinion statement, I want you to give me a thumbs up in the video, okay? So our opinion statement, it tells the reader our opinion. It tells us what we think. So once you hear me say what the apartment people think, I want you to do this in your camera, okay? All right, let's keep reading. That nest is a mess. Many of those who live in the apartment building want the nest taken down. Take that nest down. I saw a lot of thumbs up. Great job, first grade. I saw so many thumbs up right now. So let me underline that so you see it, because that tells us what they think. So many of those who live in the apartment building, I need to work on my underlining skills. I'm sorry, but I'm trying for you guys. Building want the nest taken down. So this tells us their opinion. They want the nest what? Taken. So that's what I'm gonna write in my opinion statement. Pause the video if you wanna write that too, all right? Great job following along, first grade. Okay, first grade, so I wrote my opinion statement. Those who live in the apartment want the nest taken down. And then I drew an apartment, a nest, and then down because they want it taken down. Now we're gonna move on from the opinion statement. We're gonna move on to the reason. The reason tells the reader why you have the opinion. It is based on information from the text. So if it's based on information from the text, what should we do? We should go back to the text, which is what we've been doing this whole time, all right? But our reason tells us why. It tells us what? It tells us why. So why do the people in the apartment building want the nest taken down? Why? Let's go back to our article and let's see their reason. So I'm going to start off right where I was before, okay? Take that nest down, they are saying. Bones, feathers, and bird poop, ew, that's gross, fall onto their balconies and the sidewalk below the nest. What a mess, they complain. That's a really good reason why they would want the nest taken down. I would probably want the nest taken down too if I had that reason. Let's keep reading a little bit more, okay? There are other reasons why some people want the nest to be taken down too. The bird watchers who gather to watch the hawks are making the area too crowded. Also, part of the nest falls onto the sidewalk below, which is dangerous for the pedestrians who walk there. Wow, I think I read 3 different reasons. So right now, I'm only gonna write one, but I challenge you to go back and you can just slide your video to the part that I just read right there and listen for 2 other reasons why. Okay, but I'm only gonna write one that I saw first. And it was the one that would make me want to take the nest down too. So right here, bone, feathers, and bird poop fall onto their balconies and the sidewalk below the nest. So that is what I'm going to write on mine. I challenge you to find the 2 other reasons and write it on yours, okay? Let's go, first grade. All right, first grade. So we wrote our why, our reason, and I'm going to share with you what I wrote. Bones, feathers, and bird poop. Gross! Fall onto their balconies and the sidewalk below. And it's a little pitiful, but that's okay. I drew a drawing of the sidewalk with bird poop and feathers and stuff down there, and then this is a balcony, and I had a little bit of trash on it. Just to remind me that's the reason. I really hope you guys are able to go to the text and listen the other reasons the apartment building, the people who live in the apartment building want the nest taken down, okay? Now, let's move on to the conclusion. And I'm going to move my anchor chart up a little bit so you can see it, all right? I want to make sure you guys can see the whole anchor chart while we read. Okay, I think you can see it a little bit better. It's the same thing on your page, so I'm going to read it, all right? So our conclusion wraps up your paragraph and reminds the reader of your opinion. It wraps up the paragraph and it reminds the reader of what we think.